Oh, hello there, didn't see you. You must be new around here. Welcome to my humble abode. My hut, if you will. It isn't exactly a castle, is it? But it's home, all cozy and slightly damp. Another glorious day dawns in the medieval calendar, the year of something or other. My name is Barnaby, just plain Barnaby. Most of my days follow a very predictable pattern, really. I wake up. I try very hard not to step on Gertrude, the chicken. She gets terribly cross if I do. Very cross indeed. Today feels different somehow? No, probably not. It's likely just more mud. Time to get myself ready for the grand adventures of the day, or more likely, the grand chores. First, the tunic. Ah yes, my absolute favorite brown one. Or perhaps it's grey. It's genuinely quite hard to tell in this dim morning light. Or maybe it's just the accumulated layers of authentic medieval dirt. I attempt to pull it over my head. Oops, it seems I've managed to put it on inside out. And also backwards. A classic Barnaby maneuver that. Let me just wrestle with this stubborn fabric for a moment. There we are. Perfect. Almost. It feels a tad tight around the neck region. Can't quite breathe properly. A small insignificant problem, I'll fix it later. Maybe. Next on the agenda, breakfast. A truly delightful steaming bowl of gruel. Yes, gruel again, my favorite. But before the gruel, I need milk. Fresh from Daisy the goat, if she's in a giving mood. Daisy, however, is not always the most cooperative of creatures. She often looks at me with those peculiar, knowing eyes of hers. I approach with my little wooden bucket, ever hopeful. She chews her cud, very, very slowly, watching my every move. I try to milk her. She promptly kicks the bucket with surprising accuracy. So, it's gruel and mud for breakfast then. Deliciously rustic. Daisy just winks at me. I think she winks. Or perhaps she just blinks. It's terribly hard to say with goats, isn't it? Right then. Outside I go. I am absolutely ready to face the day and all its challenges. I swing open my rather rickety wooden door. Sunlight, a rare treat, and a pig. A very large, very round pig. It is currently blocking my only path out. Excuse me, Mr. Pig, if you please, I say with utmost politeness. He just responds with a contented oink. Politely, I think. I attempt to squeeze past his considerable girth. He shifts his weight. I trip. Over the pig, of course. I land face first into a rather large puddle, a very muddy puddle, naturally. Gertrude, the chicken, cackles loudly from the doorway. She always thoroughly enjoys this part of my morning routine. My day has truly, officially begun. Off to the bustling market I trudge, or perhaps more accurately, I squelch. My grand mission for today to purchase a single turnip. Just one perfect plump turnip. It's for my famous turnip stew. Exciting, I know. Try to contain your envy. The market is absolutely teeming with life. People are shouting from every direction. Fresh fish caught this morn, shiny new pots and pans, slightly used plague masks, a bargain. There is so much choice, so many distractions. I just need one simple turnip. I must remain focused. No looking at the shiny baubles. Barnaby, you can definitely do this. Probably. Just don't look at the juggler, or the man selling mysterious potions. I spot a stall that looks promising. It belongs to Old Man Hemlock. He sells rather interesting and curious things. A fine turnip, good sir, I announce with a hopeful tone. Hemlock grins at me, a wide grin that showcases a distinct lack of teeth. Ah, a turnip, the undisputed king of all vegetables. I have just the one for you, young man, a truly regal specimen. He then pulls out a shriveled, tiny, pathetic-looking thing. It looks incredibly sad and lonely. Is this it? I ask, trying to hide my disappointment. Prime quality, he declares with a flourish. Only slightly nibbled by the royal rat's adds character. He winks conspiratorially. I think he's joking. I sincerely hope he is. I decide, wisely I think, to look elsewhere for my prized turnip. Another stall catches my eye. This one has big, beautiful plump turnips. Absolutely perfect specimens, I point excitedly. That one, please. The merchant, a rather large and formidable lady named Bertha, nods curtly. She hands it to me. It's surprisingly heavier than it looks. Suddenly, with a mind of its own, it slips from my clumsy grasp. Oh dear me, it bounces once. It then begins to roll, right into the direct path of a particularly aggressive-looking goose. The goose pecks at it sharply. The turnip shoots off like a cannonball. Down the muddy lane it goes, gaining speed. My turnip. I must retrieve my precious turnip. I dash off in hot pursuit after the runaway turnip. Stop that errant vegetable, I yell as I run. People stop and stare, understandably confused. The turnip rolls merrily past the baker's stall. The baker, a jolly fellow, is carrying a large tray piled high with freshly baked bread. Hot, steaming, delicious-smelling bread. I try my best to dodge him and his wares. Too late. Crash! Bang! Bread flies absolutely everywhere. A cascade of crusty goodness. The baker glares at me, his face turning red. "My buns!" he cries in despair. "My precious, beautiful buns!" I stammer out a hurried apology. The turnip, meanwhile, is still rolling. This is rapidly becoming quite the ordeal, all for one simple turnip. Finally, after much huffing and puffing, I corner the elusive turnip near the old village well. Success at last, or so I think. Just as I triumphantly grab my prize, a large shadow falls over me. A very large, very shiny and rather imposing shadow. It is Sir Reginald the slightly confused. He's perched precariously on his horse, or at least, he's attempting to be. The horse, a weary-looking creature, looks profoundly bored by the whole affair. "Peasant!" Sir Reginald booms, his voice echoing. "Have you perchance seen a fearsome dragon in these parts?" I look down at my muddy turnip. Is it a dragon? No, definitely a turnip. I shake my head. No dragon here, Sir Knight. Only mud. And this turnip, of course. Sir Reginald squints down at me from his lofty position. Then he squints at the turnip I'm holding. Are you entirely certain, peasant? It's a rather lumpy-looking dragon. Perhaps it is a baby one. They can be deceptively small, you know. He then pokes the turnip rather tentatively with the tip of his long lance. Gently, thank goodness, or my stew would be ruined. "It's for my stew, Sir Knight," I try to explain patiently. "A delicious turnip stew." He looks even more puzzled by this. "Stew? Dragons don't go in stew. They are for guarding princesses, or hoarding vast amounts of gold, or sometimes both. It says so quite clearly in the official knightly handbook. Page 7, I believe. Or was it 17? Sir Reginald decides he must dismount for a closer, more thorough inspection of this suspicious dragon. His heavy armor clanks and groans with every movement. He tries to swing his armored leg over the saddle. He misjudges the distance to the ground. Spectacularly, he somehow gets himself tangled in his own reins. The horse lets out a long, weary sigh. A surprisingly human-sounding sigh, if I'm honest. Sir Reginald wobbles precariously. He teeters on the brink, and then a resounding thud. He lands in an undignified heap on the muddy ground. His shiny helmet rolls off his head and straight into the village well. Plop! "Oh, botheration," he mutters from his prone position. "My very best Sunday helmet." I try to help him, of course I do. It's the polite thing to do. I offer him the turnip. "Perhaps this will cheer you up, Sir Knight." He glares daggers at it. "That's no helmet, you blithering fool," he exclaims. "Right, noted." I put the turnip down carefully. I then try to pull him up to his feet. His armor is incredibly heavy. I pull with all my might. He groans loudly. I slip in the ever-present mud. Again. We both end up sprawled on the ground in a tangled mess. The horse, seizing its opportunity, nudges my precious turnip. Then it takes a large bite. My turnip. This day is truly testing me. Some days you just can't win, can you? Not even a small victory. Eventually, after much struggling and complaining, Sir Reginald manages to untangle himself. He stomps off in a huff, muttering darkly about incompetent peasants and shiny-headed dragons that hide in wells. I carefully rescue what's left of my turnip. It's a bit mangled now, truth be told, and rather generously slobbered on by the horse. But it's still mine. My hard-won turnip, I trudge slowly home covered in mud from head to toe. Again, Gertrude, the chicken clucks sympathetically as I approach my hut. Or maybe she's just laughing at my misfortune. It's genuinely hard to tell with Gertrude. She's a very complex and enigmatic bird. The sun begins to set, painting the sky in lovely hues. I finally reach my hut, my sanctuary, my quiet place of refuge from the chaotic world outside. But wait a moment. What's that peculiar noise? A sort of low rumbling sound. And there's a faint flickering glow coming from under the door. This is definitely new. This is not a gruel-related phenomenon, I'm quite sure of that. I approach the door very cautiously, my heart thumping. Is it old man Hemlock? Did he follow me all this way for that partially eaten turnip? Or perhaps it's Sir Reginald, still looking for his helmet but in entirely the wrong place. I put my ear very carefully to the wooden door. I can hear snuffling sounds and giggling. That's very odd indeed. I take a deep breath and slowly, nervously, push the door open just a crack. My eyes widen in disbelief. My jaw drops to the floor, or it would if it weren't attached. Inside my humble, tiny hut, gathered around my rickety little table, are 3 small, green aliens. Actual aliens. They are having a delightful tea party, with my best chipped mugs no less, and they're eating my last honey cake. One of them is even wearing my spare tunic as a rather fetching, if ill-fitting hat. They all look up as I enter. They wave cheerily at me with 3 fingers on each hand. "Greetings, Earthling." One of them chirps in a high-pitched voice. "Your turnip signal was most delicious and effective." My turnip. A signal? For aliens? I just stand there and stare. The 3 aliens stare back, munching on my honey cake. One of them politely offers me a small crumb. My poor brain struggles to process this extraordinary scene. Aliens. Little green aliens in my hut, apparently summoned by a turnip that was chased through a market, partially eaten by a horse, and mistaken for a dragon. This scenario is definitely not covered in the standard peasant handbook. I'm sure of it. Well, this is quite unexpected, isn't it? I suppose turnip stew is off the menu for tonight. Anyone for a cup of cosmic tea? Suddenly, Gertrude the chicken struts in, lays a glowing blue egg right on the table and winks. Clearly winks. This is going to be a long night.